And somebody said this to me. They said, you know what, Mike, you can't build $1 million business with $100,000 identity. And I was like, huh. They said, you're not going to build a $10 million business with $1 million identity. So then I was started to ask, well, wait a minute, Jim, what is this identity thing? Like, how does it come about? Well, first you got to understand what created you today. Then you got to understand, well, wait, what identity do I want? And I have a new theory. My theory is I created my service company. I built from under $1 million to over 32 million, double-digit profit in less than 10 years, sold it, walked away the next day, built the highest level training and implementation organization in the world for the blue collar space called CEO Warrior. When I look at that stuff, I said, oh, this is what I did. I built my identity at somebody that can do $50, $70 million. And I let everything I want catch up to my identity. I'll let that sink in a minute, everybody. Right. Most people are trying to develop their identity as they're going. Oh, I all of a sudden have a company and I have to figure out how to be a better leader. And everyone's telling you to do all this stuff. And let me give you my final note here before we break into more things. When you look at identity, I came up with this theory in the last couple of years. Everybody wants to tell you to 10x everything. You've heard this before. 10x, everybody's 10x and everything. What no one's telling you is you have to 20x yourself to 10x anything in your life. You have to 20x your identity. And I'll solve one more thing for everybody. Everybody thinks it's one global identity, Jim. They think, oh, well, and I used to think this too, like, oh, I'll just have this warrior identity. Well, that may not be the right identity when you're trying to nurture a new relationship. Like, hey, nice to meet you, right? It's like, whoa, man, maybe that's a little too much. Identity is something you build and you identify in every area of your life. Your relationship has an identity. Your wealth building has an identity. Your career and business has an identity. That's when it came to me and says, wait a second, we have to build identity in every one of these areas. And then you have to learn how to remove the resistance of your old identity and step into the new one.